Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage CEO of Windsor Mortgage, Chris Vinson.
I gotta follow that. I was gonna have you all stand up and yell, but I can't even do it now. Tyler killed it. Whoa, give him a round. Look, I want to say, first of all, do me a favor. Make an extra effort to be able to thank this AIME association, the board, Jonathan, all of the staff that puts this on. This is a lot of work. It's easy to sit in the stand, or it's easy to sit in a trade show booth and complain. But this takes a lot of extra effort to be able to put this thing on. So do me a favor. Tell them thank you. You know, today is a big day. You have a lot of amazing speakers. Renee, Barry, Matt, some awesome panels. The panel I'm really excited about, which you all have to come and you have to tell your friends who are still in bed right now to come at 3, because we're going to have the clash of the coaches. And here's the cool thing. We're going to make them role play. We're going to make them leave voicemails. We're going to make them answer questions. And in the end, you get to vote. It's like America's Got Talent thing. You get to vote, and someone's going to win this really, really cool guitar. So please, we need you to come at 3 to 3:30 to be able to watch these coaches battle, and then you get to vote, and we're going to pick the best coach. I'm sorry, you're going to pick the best coach. So make sure you come at 3 to 3:30. So today I want to talk about being a mortgage designer. I don't know if you've got notes in front. I'm interactive. Someone said, make sure you don't call on me today. So I'll try not to look at you or just look down, and I know that that's a pass. Right, Ray? You know, you think about this market, you think about being a broker at this time, it's the greatest time ever to be a mortgage broker. You have more options. You absolutely can deliver the best experience to your borrower. The market is changing. But are you ready? Are you ready to be able to take advantage of what's in front of you? I want you to write 3 things down. Experience, process, and time. Experience, process, and time. Now I want you to circle the one. I want you to circle the one that you think you need to improve on the most. I want to tell you a story first. About a month ago, my wife and I were coming home from the lake. I looked over to the right. There's 3 little kids. They got a lemonade stand. They got the sign. They got the table. And they're smiling. And I'm like, Shalish, you got any money? She goes, I don't got any money. So what did we do? What would you do? You smile and wave. We pulled into the house, unloaded all the stuff, kind of got everything situated. Just sat down, and the doorbell rings. I look over, and it's these two little girls, about 10 and 6 years old. I go, oh crap. They're at the door. I go to the door. I open it. I go, ladies, how can I help you? I knew what they wanted. They said, would you be willing to come down and visit us at the lemonade stand? I'll be right down. Slam the door. They walk down. Now, this was effort, by the way. They were not just like across the street. I've never met them before. They were down the street. They had to walk up my driveway, go around all this stuff to get to the front door. It was not easy. So I said, who's got money? My son says, I got $20, which I can't believe it. Normally, I'm the one giving him money, but now he's got money. This is reversed. I go, give me the 20. I got the 20. I put my tennis shoes on, and down the street I go. I get down that street. I walk up to the lemonade stand, and the 6-year-old says, would you like a glass of lemonade? And I says, I sure would. And I says, oh my gosh, who drew these 2 pictures? And the 10-year-old said, I drew them, and they're $3 a piece. And the little 6-year-old boy standing off to the side says, I painted these rocks. And these 2 are my favorite. So I left that lemonade stand with a glass of lemonade. And 2 pictures. And 2 rocks. And I'm walking back to the house. And I started to giggle. You see, what those 2 girls did is something we're not doing. They took the extra effort to ring my doorbell. I want you to think about your business today. How many doorbells are you ringing? You see, I think I think all of us are stuck. We got COVID-itis. We forgot what it's like to ring the doorbell. I mean, this market's changing. The interaction to your database, it's changing. The servicers, they're just flat ringing more doorbells than you. And then you get mad. Your realtor relationships, there's more that want to ring that doorbell maybe than you. And I thought, wow, I had to have a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old teach me a lesson. They took the extra effort. They were sitting at a lemonade stand. They weren't getting business. We smiled. We tried to get away. Not because we didn't want to help them, not because we didn't want to do business with them, because at the time, we didn't have the cash to give to them. And so today, I want you to do something for me. You've wrote 3 things down: experience, process, and time. But on the next piece of paper, as you go through this day, I want you to write 1 through 10. I want you to come up with 7 business goals that you want to accomplish by the end of the year. If you got nobody in your office to hold you accountable, send them to me. I'll hold you accountable. I want 7 things that you can do between now and December 31st to get ready for 2025. I've heard so many people, loan officers, say, I'm getting ready for 2025. I'm like, when are you going to get ready? Like, the time is now. And here's the second piece of this. Don't write something down that you can't measure. Wouldn't it be weird if you said, I want to lose weight, and that's all you put? But if you said, I want to lose 20 pounds, and this is the plan that I'm going to do it, you would have a better chance of being able to accomplish it. So let's think about this. I want to get to this many leads. I want to grow my realtor relationships. I want to be able to connect to so many realtors. Like, those are all measurable things. I want to connect to my database. I'm calling 10 a day. Like, do you realize the number one reason why you don't call your database? Wade, why? Time. You see, here's the thing. Reality. You make it about you, then you make it about them. I think we should eliminate the word selling and start adding the word caring. I think we should care more. They have so many questions. What would it hurt if you said, I had a goal to call 10 people in my database every day, not the ones that have the highest rate and the biggest loan amount, because I know how you work, but that you just started to call. Maybe start with those first, though. And you wanted to check in. Why is it so hard to just be able to say, I'm sorry, I wanted to connect with you? I have found that many people in my database have a lot of questions, and I wanted to take better care of you and check in. And then simply do the most powerful thing, which is so hard for all of us, is shut up. Because they'll simply tell you. Wouldn't it be cool if you called your database and you said, tell me your real estate goals for the next 5 years? What if they said, you know what? Funny you said that. We're thinking about buying a bigger house. Like, looking at the database and looking at the loan amount and looking at the interest rate, does it actually tell you that they're going to do something in the next 5 years? No. We're thinking about buying an investment property. We're thinking about buying a lake house. You know what? Life's changed for us. We're thinking about going to a smaller home. Think about the opportunities that you would be able to get and give, even to your realtors who aren't calling them today. So let's talk about this experience. I want to give you some tacticals that come to your 10. What's the one thing, guys, what's the one thing that our customer remembers? Feel. So as you're going to think about experience and you're going to be designing this business and getting everything ready for 2025, what are you going to do to make your customer feel? Who creates the most impact inside your business? Who? You. Not your team, not your LOA, it's you. You are the converter. Like, there's a saying. Are we treating our business direct or indirect? Direct is us. We're the closer. We're the converter. We that know the most about mortgage. We should have a part in the process for allowing us to care, allowing us to make our customer feel. After you meet a client, either Zoom, face-to-face, over the phone, What's the next step? What does this process look like in creating the experience? When does a customer have the most questions? Do you know? In the beginning. And about 30 to 45 minutes after you first meet them. What would it be if you created the video that said, hey, George, I just wanted to follow up. Here's what I found. Many times I've covered a lot of things. And right now, you might be having a few more questions. I want to help you in answering those questions. If there's anything I covered today that you didn't quite understand or that you forgot to ask me, please reach right back to me so I can help you through that process. And make sure you include the spouse, because chances are they're not getting the same communication. And there's questions. Would that make your customer feel? Like prequals. Prequals. Sometimes it just takes a few statements that can change the experience. Like calling prequals, and you call up and you said, hey, Wade, this is Chris over at XYZ Brokerage. Just wanted to check in with you. I got one question. And you pause long enough for them to say, yeah, what's up? Have you given up on buying a house? Because it's sometimes these little bit of words, these shocks, that people say, no, I haven't given up. Look, would you be okay with a homework assignment? I'm going to send you a gift card. I want you to pick a day between the next 5 days to have a date night. And I want you to go around town and send me 3 pictures of 3 homes that you love. And by the way, I don't care if they're on the market. I care that you give me the address and a picture of the home. Would that change the experience? Let's think about your process and how that's tied to experience. What's this look like? How do you win a relay race? What's the key? The handoff. How good is your handoff? Are you giving honor to your processor? Are you checking in with your customer throughout the process? Like the handoff is everything. Listen, I've taken you to the point that I'm going to hand you off to Julie. Julie's the most amazing processor you'll ever meet. Personally, if I was doing my loan, there's no one better than Julie. She's going to be answering all of your questions. She's going to be giving you an update every Tuesday. It's important, if Julie needs something, that we get it to her right away. Because the worst thing I want is this loan to go off the assembly line. Julie's going to be reaching out and introducing herself. Please make sure you take her call. Process. Engagement. And then you checking in and surveying. Many times that's bumpy. There's things that happen. And what are you doing to overcome the bumps? Simply calling up and asking, how are we doing so far? If you had to rate us 0 to 10, what if they said a 7? And you caught it in the middle of the process. And you were able to say, look, I love 10s, not 7s. What's 2 things I got to do to be able to get you a 10 before closing? Would it change the customer's experience? Would it help you in your process? Like, here's the thing that I think. Rates are going to drop. They're dropping. Your mind's going to go to refi. I want you to change your process in creating 2 lead trackers. I think the most important thing is we've got to stay focused on purchase, because many of us went through the COVID-itis and we let some of our realtor relationships go, and it's hard to get them back. I had one of my rookie loan officers said, I loved it because I didn't have a database and you guys forgot about all of your realtors and I went and stole them. I'm like, duh. And some of my veteran loan officers were sitting there like upset. And I'm like, it's your fault. What if every week you tracked your leads for purchase and your leads for refinance and you kept them separate? Here's a trick. As soon as you look at how many loans you're going to close, you've lost. I have playbooks. It's hard to get you guys to go to South Dakota. You don't know how hard it is to get you to go to South Dakota. You're scared. I don't know if you don't think we have indoor plumbing. I'm not sure. But it's hard to get you there. And I bring you in and I let you see how I coach my LOs. They average 8.4 loans a month. We have 29% market share of the city and 23% market share of the state for 12 years. And one of my guests said, Chris, why don't you ever talk about how much loans they close? I said, I don't care. I don't care. I care about activity. I care about what they're doing in activity. I care about what you're doing in activity. Which leads me to the third one in your design, which is time. You're going to hear some amazing things. Renee is coming up. You're going to hear a lot of things to implement. It says it's a good idea to call your database. It's a good idea to connect with more realtors or my VIPs. I know this will get me more business. But you won't be that 6 and 10-year-old that actually took the effort to go ring my doorbell if you can't get your calendar right. Look, I have to be bossed around. My calendar has to be full. If not, I love practical jokes. I love goofing off. I will go golf. I will find an excuse, but if I have a full calendar, I will follow it. If you're going to win in 2025, what's your calendar look like? Maybe it needs to be one of your goals to redo your calendar. Maybe you're getting killed by too many meetings. If you're a branch manager or an owner and you're trying to recruit, does your calendar actually look like you want to recruit? Or was it just a good idea? Do you actually want to close more loans? Are you not happy with what you're closing today? Does your calendar look like that? I love to help. I love watching you win. I love making a difference, whether it's recruiting, doing more loans, helping your loan officers. I measure my loan officers every single day. I get them a casino report at 7:01 p.m. every single day. You know why? Because if you let yourself slip for a week, then it's a month, and then it's a month, and then it's the quarter, and then you say, I'm not happy with my results. But what if you could look at it and say, I got to figure out a way to win each and every day, and you stop paying attention to how many loans you close? I can tell you what will happen. You will close more loans. One of the things I want to give you today, if you come by the booth, I was watching that Netflix series with the wide receivers, and I was listening to this kid in Detroit, and I was listening as they're interviewing their dad. And when he was growing up, by the way, the dad put 2 boys to the NFL. And when they were young, he was coaching, and he seen another kid that was just better than his kids. And he did what most of us wouldn't do, which is get curious. And he went over to that other dad and he said, your kid's amazing. What are you doing to be able to help him get so good? He says, it's really simple. He says, I bought a jug machine. You know what that is? It's the deal that shoots the balls out. He goes, he has one thing. He's got to catch 200 a day. He practiced. What'd that dad do? He went home. He told his boys, I bought this machine, and you're going to catch 202 a day. And still to this day, he catches 202. So here's what I think. I think you got to practice better. And so I made these cards for you. These cards are 52 objections in process, prospecting, realtor, timing, rates. What if you had these cards and you had something fun in your office, and someone picked up a card and they said, okay, go. What if someone came up to you right now and said, why should I use you? Why is the broker model the best? I'm thinking about waiting. I think the interest rates will go down lower, so I'll do something in 2025. How good are you at overcoming objections? Now look, they're going to kick me off here. It's up to you. You can either ring this doorbell and take the extra effort just like that 6 and 10-year-old, or you can do nothing. But today's the day where you make a choice. You have the greatest opportunity to make a huge impact in your market if you simply ring the doorbell. Thank you, guys.